Shabbat Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem, Warakat Delve on to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well, and as always, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, what we've been telling you, brothers, man, and you few sisters, that you're gonna have a lot of guys bugging the hell out. You're gonna have a lot of bug outs, just come out of the woodworks. Now, you got a lot of special demons coming from the portal of CERN that's just manifesting themselves. And these are the latest example. This was shared in the chat, and we having a ball from it though, because you can easily take the madness that's being spewed out, and you can actually build upon it and use it for edification. So this is the latest heresy, which really is not out the latest. There's several bugged out Israelites out there that teach this, that you're not supposed to eat meat. Your diet is supposed to be strictly vegan, vegetables, because that was all that we ate, in the garden, going back to Adam. And we were never supposed to eat flesh. We never supposed to eat meat. And so you got dudes coming up with doctrines of devils to try to submit themselves to their own righteousness, or establish their own righteousness instead of submitting themselves to the righteousness of the Most High. And the scriptures told you, it was Apostle Paul to Timothy. He warned them and told them that you're going to have men that's going to depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Let's get that. So apparently, if you eat you some flame broiled steak, or you sear up some chicken or something, you eat you a pot roast, you eat you some oxtails, with the peas and the rice. You're gonna eat missiles. You're gonna burn in the lake of fire. That's what these guys are teaching. 1 Timothy 4 verse 1, it says, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron." In other words, their mind and their conscience have been seared. So whatever doctrine it is that removed them and caused them to go astray from the established doctrine is now seared into their conscience. They're gonna basically die believing this. Okay, and it says forbidding to marry. So you're, because what you had in the church was, these were men that was trying to create their own standard, of righteousness, which the Lord was looking for such to believe him. His righteousness, the righteousness that the Lord was looking for, was the faith of Abraham. These dudes are trying to make it about how holier than thou to be in the flesh. And these men with that attitude, they're going to start seducing other people in the church and causing people to leave the church and to follow them. So this is what they were teaching. It says forbidding to marry. And you have dudes teaching that in order to be closer to the Lord, you got to practice semen retention. So, they say it has to do with, the energy and this and that and third, and being clean and pure. But that's not a requirement. When you come to serve the Lord, the Lord didn't tell you you can't marry. He never said that. He even commanded, going back to the beginning, to be fruitful and multiply. So you're going against the commandment of the Most High, teaching that, trying to establish your own righteousness. Now, if a man, for the kingdom of heaven's sake, makes himself a eunuch, then that's acceptable. That's fine, because you don't want no distraction, and you want to serve the Lord and be devoted to him, without distraction. Apostle Paul, he was in that spirit, and different other servants. But that is not a law. You do not make that a law. You don't say if you marry a woman, the Most High is going to destroy you. He's going to put you to death. And even in the kingdom, we're going to be marrying. We're going to have a bunch of wives. So if you teaching that, you teaching the doctrine of the devil, it says, and commanding to abstain from meats. And that's the vegan activists. And you even got that in within Israel. You can't eat chicken. Chicken is unlawful. It's unclean. Turkey is unclean. And they couldn't even tell you the difference between domestic turkey and turkey vulture. They'll show you a turkey vulture, eating meat and all type of stuff, and don't even realize that that's not the same as the turkey we eat, the domesticated turkey, which is in the same family with the chicken and the quail. And if it was so forbidden, if it was so prohibited from the Most High to eat meat, why would He rain quail in the wilderness when Jake was complaining about eating? And that was one of the wonders that the Lord performed before Israel. He gave them a bunch of quail. The Most High, He does not tempt men with evil. So continuing on, it says, which the Most High have created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. For every creature of the Most High is good, and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. And that's talking about the lawful meat, because the Christians that take this and try to associate this with the unclean, abominable meat that the Lord told us to abstain from. And we have a dietary law for a reason. Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14. It tells you what beast you can eat and what beast you're not supposed to eat. But the meat that we're able to eat is nothing to be refused. If you receive it with thanksgiving, give praise to the Most High. Pray over, pray over it, and then you can receive it. So, this was warning that this would happen in the latter days in the church. That men are going to fall out of the faith, fall out of the truth. They're going to go their own way, and they're going to, teach heresies. You're going to have heresies that's going to, be brought in among us. Let's get Romans 16 and 17. And it says, now beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. So beware of these two guys right here. All right, now allegedly, these were two fallouts from the one body in Yahushua camp, and now this is what they're coming up with and teaching. And it's inspired by another pseudepigrapha, the Book of Jubilees. Jake go into these other books and they bug the hell out because Jake, this apparently this the truth that we already have, this knowledge, it's not enough. Jake gets bored and they want to go up, other levels. They want to get 8 deep instead of 1 deep. And the scriptures warn against that too. When you're trying to eat too much of that honey instead of eating what's sufficient for you, you end up eating too much and you bug the hell out. You get spaced out. Proverbs 25 and 27. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. You read it in the NIV, and it says, it is not good to eat too much honey, nor is it honorable to search out matters that are too deep. All right. They be trying to go above their strength. And when you go above your measure, that's where you fall into the abyss. And Satan starts feeding you from there, man. And that's Jake's problem. You trying to do it for glory, man. You trying to appear different. You want to appear how how deep you are. Jake want brownie points, and it's to the cost of their own salvation. So let's listen to a little bit of this, and then we'll definitely respond with some more precepts. Put this back to the KJV. Let's listen.
Father of Abraham. Let's see what was required of him.
The book of Jubilees, Noah's sacrifice, God's covenant with him. Instructions to Moses about eating of blood, the feast of weeks, and division of the year.
All right, so let's learn about these instructions. Drop down to verse 7.
And they already lose credibility alone just based off of them going into a whole nother pseudepigrapha book. This is not the inspired word of the Most High, because if what we're reading here contradicts what it actually already says in the law, then that book is not valid. All right, the measurement for what's inspired and what's written is based on what the scriptures say, what the law and the prophets say. If it contradicts the law and the prophets, it's not the word of the Most High. So they already lose credibility alone. All right, just off top, and that's why even Solomon said, given that warning, to be admonished of making many books, there is no end, because this is what happened to you. Ecclesiastes 12:12, it says, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, there is no end, that much study is a weariness of the flesh. All right, and you're gonna destroy yourself in the process, man. And then also the scriptures say, add not to the word, lest thou be found a liar. Let's go to Deuteronomy 4 and verse 2. Because all you're doing is adding to the word at this point. All right, Deuteronomy 4 and 2, it says, you shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that you may keep the commandments of the Lord your power, which I command you. You go into these other books, that's exactly what you're doing. And that's the reason why you're now teaching a heresy, because Satan then removed you from the doctrine. All right, Jubilees. Come on, man.
Verse 7. But flesh,
But what?
but flesh
Read.
with the life thereof,
All animals have flesh and life. Read.
with the blood,
They have blood as well. Read.
ye shall not eat.
No, we can eat animals.
Ye shall not eat.
Read on.
For
Okay, so he's going into the covenant with Noah. Let's go to Genesis 9 and let's deal with it. All right, Genesis 9 verse 3, it says, every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall you not eat. It means what? You are not to eat the flesh of animals with its blood still intact. We're not supposed to eat no manner of blood. That's what this is going into. All right, we're not supposed to be like Esau eating that steak tartare, that medium rare, or some of them just eat it straight raw. We ain't supposed to eat raw flesh, because the life is the blood of the men. It says, and surely your blood of your lives will I require, at the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. All right. And we're not supposed to eat blood. Let me see. And it's also contained in the law. It is Leviticus 7:26. It says, moreover, you shall not eat no manner of blood, whether it be a fowl or a beast or any of your dwellings. This is what it's going into. It ain't telling you you can't eat meat. Leviticus 7, and this is an ultimate cut because right here in the law is telling you that you can actually eat beasts. That's clean, of course, but you're not supposed to eat the fat of it or the blood. Leviticus 7:22, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, you shall eat no manner of fat of ox or of sheep or of goat, and the fat of the beast that dieth of itself, and the fat of that which is torn with beast may be used in any other use, but you shall in no wise eat of it. For whosoever eat of the fat of the beast, of which men offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, even a soul that eateth it shall be cut off from his people. Moreover, you shall not eat no manner of blood, whether it be a fowl or a beast in any of your dwellings. Whatsoever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off from his people. All right. So you eat the blood, you're to be cut off. But if you actually eat the meat offering, the Lord commanded the sons of Aaron and the priests, they was able to eat of the sacrifices. Leviticus 7 um, verse 31, it says, and the priest shall burn the fat upon the altar, and the beast, it's like and the breast shall be Aaron's and his sons, right? Talking about of the offering. Matter of fact, we start at 29. Leviticus 7:29, it says, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, he that offereth the sacrifice of his peace offerings unto the Lord shall bring his oblation unto the Lord of the sacrifice of his peace offerings. His own hand shall bring the offerings of the Lord made by fire, the fat with the beast. It shall he bring that the breast, it's like I keep saying beast, breast, may be waved for a wave offering unto the Lord. It's like it before the Lord. And the priest shall burn the fat upon the altar, but the breast shall be Aaron's and his sons. And the right shoulder shall you give unto the priest for an heave offering of the sacrifices of your peace offerings. He among the sons of Aaron that offer the blood of the peace offerings and the fat shall have the right shoulder for his part. For the waved breast and the heaved shoulder have I taken of the children of Israel from off the sacrifices of their peace offerings, and have given them unto Aaron and the priests and unto his sons by statute forever from among the children of Israel. All right, and when you made a burnt offering, you're supposed to eat it. This is the covenant he made with the priest. Now let's go over to the previous chapter real quick. So that means that the priest, the sons of Aaron, they all would have to eat missiles, according to what these guys is teaching. Leviticus 6 and let me go down. Leviticus 6 and I'll start at verse 20. Says, this is the offering of Aaron and of his sons, which they shall offer unto the Lord in the day when he is anointed. The 10th part of an ephah of fine flour for a meat offering perpetual, half of it in the morning and half thereof at night. In a pan it shall be made with oil, and when it is baken, thou shalt bring it in, and the baken pieces of the meat offering shalt thou offer for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And the priest of his sons that is anointed in his stead shall offer it. It is a statute forever unto the Lord. It shall be wholly burnt. For every meat offering for the priest shall be wholly burnt. It shall not be eaten. So this particular offering is not to be eaten. But there's another uh, offering. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and to his sons, saying, this is the law of the sin offering. In the place where the burnt offering is killed, shall the sin offering be killed before the Lord. It is most holy. The priest that offer it for a sin shall eat it. In the holy place shall it be eaten in the court of the tabernacle of the congregation. Whatsoever touch the flesh thereof shall be holy, and when there is sprinkled of the blood thereupon any garment, thou shalt wash that whereon it was sprinkled in the holy place. All right. So the priests were commanded to eat these sin offerings, burnt offerings, which was meat. All right. So what the hell are these guys talking about? These guys do not know the law. And it tells you that in Timothy. All right. They desire to be teachers of the law, but neither understanding what the hell they talking about. 1 Timothy 1:7 says, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. These guys are clearly unlearned, man. Not fit to teach, but you got a lot of them out there, man. There's a lot of dudes on the loose that are of the circumcision speaking the things they ought not, whose mouths must be stopped, man. All right, 1 Timothy 1:7 in the NLT, it says they want to be known as teachers of the law of Moses, but they don't know what they are talking about, even though they speak so confidently. And you see it right here. Now you tell me, like this guy right here on the right, this guy got some size to him. You think he got that size eating vegetables, man? All he ate was just some kale and spinach and tomatoes and cucumbers, and he got that big? Hell no. What the hell are these guys talking about? But hey, we was given warning about that. All right, the Apostle Paul said, was that Acts 20? You're gonna have grievous wolves that's gonna enter in among you, not sparing the flock, man. They're gonna bring in these damnable heresies. Yeah, Acts 20:30 says, also of yourselves, your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. All right. And I just quoted that the verse up above. Not sparing the flight, also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. And that's what you constantly gonna see. And dudes are gonna get more and more bugged out. It's not gonna stop. We're in the last times, man. We're in the we're that's how you know we're in the last days. He said, perilous times shall come. You have a lot of dudes that's gonna appear as lovers of themselves. All right, they're gonna be boasters, proud, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than the lovers of the Most High. You're gonna have all that, man. Proud, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. So God's gonna continue to bug out, but we're in that time, and the Lord, the hearts of men is being revealed. The Lord is searching Jerusalem with candles, and you can see most of these guys, they not right, man. That's how you know that the path to salvation is very narrow, because there's so many false prophets and teachers out there. So the Lord got to really be with you to guide you in the right direction. So anyway, let's get back and listen to a little more.
For the life of all flesh.
What is inside all the animals that we consume?
For the life of all flesh.
You don't know that you're reconstructing your DNA. Read.
Is in the blood.
With the animal's life. Read.
Lest your blood of your lives be required.
And the blood of our lives is going to be required if we do not repent. Read.
At the hand of every man.
At the hand of every man, read.
At the hand of every.
All right, so y'all shouldn't keep the Passover then. Don't ever keep the Passover. You know, because you're a shedder of blood if you eat the Passover lamb. Even though we do that to commemorate Yahushai, who was the ultimate Passover, but we're supposed to keep that as in our law throughout all our generations forever. But based on your doctrine, don't keep the Passover when you're commanded to eat lamb.
Beast.
The beasts as well, they're going to be required for killing humans. Read.
Shall I require the blood of man?
Read on.
Whoso sheddeth man's blood,
Whosoever sheds man's blood, read.
by man shall his blood be shed.
And you'll get this in the actual KJV. Read.
For in the image of God made he man. And you increase ye and multiply on the earth. And Noah and his sons swore that they would not eat any blood that was in any flesh.
Our great grandfather swore that we wouldn't eat blood of man's flesh, of animal's flesh. But let's get the
Yeah, and we don't eat the blood of the flesh. We make sure that we cook it and drain it out. It's cooked out of the meat. You're just eating flesh. You're not eating the blood. That's Esau. He gets into that, and these heathens. That's what the heathens did in their little rituals. We didn't do that. Jake, man.
full breakdown. In the 1611 in the actual Bible, it doesn't talk to you about animals. It just says blood, in which comes confusion if you don't have the proper breakdown. So let's read on.
No, you're confused because this pseudepigrapha book added to the word and made you and convinced you that what was already contained in the law was wrong. And that's what happens, man, when you have no foundation and you know you can't chew the meat and spit out the bones when you don't have discernment. This is what'll happen. These dudes, they got pulled out into the abyss, right into the deep waters, man, right where Satan led them to, and now they're drowning because this is absurd. The Lord gonna give us the dietary law and tell us what meats we can eat, but then He made a covenant with Noah and said that we're gonna promise that we're not gonna ever eat meat. We're not gonna eat the blood of the flesh, and it's already in the law that we're not supposed to eat the blood, no manner of blood. Let's continue.
And he made a covenant before the Lord God forever throughout all the generations of the earth in this month.
No, the Lord needed to renege on what he said.
And a covenant before the Lord forever throughout all the generations of the earth in this month.
This is an infinite law. Read.
Verse 12. And this testimony is written concerning you, that you should observe it continually.
So this is talking to the Israelites, the covenant that was made with Noah and his seed line. Read.
So that you should not eat on any day.
That we shouldn't.
It's not saying anything different than what the law says, referring to or regarding eating any manner of blood. We already know we're not to eat blood. It's not saying you can't eat flesh. These guys are simple, man. But this is what they got to do to try to appear different. And if it's true that these guys are fallouts from another group, then they're just another heresy, another apostate group, like Jude warned about. A lot of dudes that crept in unawares. All right, and they used the grace of Yahweh Shai, for maliciousness. So this is how it happens. This is how heresies start. You know, certain offshoot groups, they break off from another group based on the changing of the doctrine. And the scriptures say there's going to be divisions among the people. But we know those who cause the divisions, according to their doctrine, we know to avoid them because now they're preaching a whole nother gospel. Let me get a if 1 Corinthians 1 verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you all perfectly join together in the same mind and in the same judgment. 1 Corinthians 11 and 18. And it says, for first of all, when you come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe it. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be manifest among you. All right, and it's being made manifest, you know, all the different apostates, you know, dudes come with their heretic doctrines, false doctrines, and it's being made manifest that they're really not a part of the elect. These are just dudes that crept in unawares, man. Look up the word heresies. And it's heresies, I believe in the Greek, how you pronounce it. Let me let Esau pronounce it.
Strong's G 139, Heresies. Heresies.
Okay, so it's pronounced hiatus. And it says, I'm going to read down here. It says, a body of men following their own tenets, sect or party. All right. The dudes following basically their own spirit. The dissensions arising from diversity of opinions and aims. All right. So these dudes have a different of opinion. So they broke off and now they're doing their own thing. And this is what they're teaching. And that's how it all happens. So let me skip forward.
It's of the Lord, the feast days of the Lord. Let's read more.
The book of Jubilees, Noah's sacrifice, God's covenant with him, instructions to Moses about eating of blood, the feast of weeks, and division of the year.
That's what we're going off into. So let's see what it's talking about. Start at verse 29.
Verse 29. And there will
Let me go up to here real
5
quick.
years old.
Abraham was 175 years old, and you'll learn as well that Noah, Enosh, you have Methuselah. They all lived to be 900, 800, 700 years old. Why? Because they was eating out of the Garden of Eden. They weren't eating meat.
Whoa.
They were eating the true elements of the Lord, his fruit, his electrolytes, his alkalinity. That's why we were able to live such a long time in those.
Wow. That's a new one. That's a new one. So if you want to live hundreds of years old like the sons of God did, you gotta eat pulse, you gotta eat vegetables, don't eat no meat. Here's what he's saying. It has nothing to do with when the Lord said that he would bring down the life. Let me get that. So it has nothing to do with the sons of God corrupting themselves to where the Lord actually reduced their lifespan. No, it's because they they didn't eat meat. You know, it's why they live so long. Unbelievable, man. But hey, this is what to be expected. All right, Genesis 6. Let me see. See if I can find it. Yeah, let me start at the top. It's like Genesis 6:1. It says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. They were attracted to the heathen women back then, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also his flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. This is when the Lord began to take down those years, because we became corrupted on the earth, and the Lord was tired of striving with man. Not because they was eating meat, man. What the hell is wrong with Jake? Come on, man. Knock it off. That's not what the scriptures say. That's not why they was living for so long. You see how Jake just come up with shit? But hey, I'm not angry. He that is slow to anger is of great understanding. There are more men that the Lord is going to use to deceive other Israelites that the Lord do not desire. The deceived and the deceivers are his. But they're clearly going off, following their own understanding, leaning to their own understanding. Bugged out. So now Noah and Noah's fathers, they was just eating vegetables in the garden. These guys is bugged out.
Those days because we simply ate the herbs of the ground, the fruits of the ground, the vegetables of the ground. Look at a turtle. A turtle can live up to 1,000 years here. You think we weren't designed to live longer than a turtle? Read.
And throughout all the days of my life, I have remembered the Lord and sought with all my heart to do his will.
His what?
His will.
Read.
And to walk uprightly in all his ways. My soul hath hated idols.
Hated what?
My soul hath hated idols.
What's these soldiers, officers, and captains of Moses?
My soul hath hated idols.
Read.
And I have despised those that serve them. And I have given my heart and spirit that I might observe to do the will of him who created me.
Same with me. I don't want nothing here. I don't desire anything here. I don't care for this place. I hate it all here. Why not put it all on the line for the Lord? What else do you have here? To go to work every day to be a slave? To eat? You don't learn how to unlock it yet. Read.
Verse 6. And eat no blood.
And eat no what?
And eat no blood.
Read.
At all.
At what?
At all.
Read.
Of animals.
Of what?
Of animals.
Of what?
Of animals.
Nah, that chicken, bro.
Of animals.
That buffalo, bro.
Of animals.
What is Abraham saying to Isaac?
And eat no blood at all of animals.
Oh, but this ain't in the king.
These dudes are simple. Simple. These niggas are simple, man. It's telling you, and by the way, this is not the word of the Most High. All right, we're supposed to seek you out of the book of the Lord and read. It's telling you what the law already told you. Don't eat the blood of it. Not that you can't eat of its flesh. What the hell are these? Damn. Yo, Jake is really that simple, man. You can't make this up. Now, if you want to deal with Abraham, let's deal with this. Let's go to Genesis 18 real quick. You want to talk about Abraham, right? So maybe Abraham was not a man of the Most High. This is Genesis 18, and I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he said in the tent door in the heat of the day, and he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground." So these had to have been some angels. and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, So do as thou hast said. Verse 6. And Abraham hastened unto the tent unto Sarah, and said, Make ready quickly make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth. And Abraham ran unto the herd, so he ran straight to his cattle, animals, and fetched a calf, tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. So what did Abraham do right here, man? Something ain't adding up. Let me read the NLT. It says, Then Abraham ran out to the herd and chose a tender calf and gave it to his servant, who quickly prepared it. NIV, then he ran to the herd and selected a choice, tender calf and gave it to a servant and hurried to prepare it. This is meat. Verse 8, and he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. So were they in violation? Was this prohibited? So Abraham, the friend of the Most High, all right, who the Lord made the covenant with, who is the patriarch, he just made these men, he had his servant prepare meat, calf. They ate of a calf. They ate it right up under a tree. And these were angels. So like I said, something ain't adding up. Should we take what the scriptures say and apply that? Or this pseudepigrapha madness, this this leaven that you're trying to mingle in with the scriptures? Is why y'all got to be careful out there, man. You guys are simple as hell, and they really, and this is why the scriptures say what it say. Let's go to Hebrews 5. You're gonna bug the hell out, man. If you don't slow your roll and just, you know, deal with the milk, this is what can happen to you. Hebrews 5:12, it says, For the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. And I don't know how long these dudes been in, but I don't think they've been in that long to stumble over something like this, man. I don't think their spiritual senses have been exercised, because you should be able to discern between the true right information and the wrong information. We know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. So these guys are totally off, man. They're out of their mind, and this is just another heresy. And that was a controversial thing in the church. When the Apostle Paul was dealing with the Church of Rome, you had certain men that believed that, you couldn't eat meat offered unto idols, and you had men that they were weaker in the faith, and they felt like they can only eat herbs. You know, you had the stronger dudes that ate the meat, but the Apostle Paul had to address that and say, hey, meat does not commend you to the Father. It doesn't bring you closer or far from the Most High. All right, whether you eat the meat or you don't. But we're not supposed to judge one another if you do or if you don't. And you don't want to be a stumbling block to the next brother either. But trying to make that a law, That's what them wicked dudes in the church was doing, and that's off, man. And by your logic, our Lord Yahushua, he ate meat, he ate fish. One of his miracles was he took a couple pieces of fish and made thousands with it. You gonna tell me that he sinned? You out your mind. And the Most High is gonna deal with both of y'all if you continue to teach this madness, man. All right, you're allowed to eat meat. All right. Now, if you plan to, if you choose to not eat as much meat, then hey, that's fine. Even if you want to be vegan, that's cool too. But you on Passover, you better eat that lamb. No, we don't. You're not supposed to eat meat every single day. But hey, so these dudes is they out of there, man. All right, just making shit up on the fly. So, I was want to throw that out there. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Until the next lesson, Shalom.